6 o'clock here on your Monday. We want to welcome you in if you're joining us here on Up with KREM and KREM 2 Plus. I'm Tim Pham. Let's start things off with a look at your weather forecast with meteorologist Thomas Patrick. Thomas, we are calling for a weather impact alert because of snow coming later this morning. Tell us about it.
Yeah, good morning, Tim. And for the snow today, it's going to be just another kind of moment of some slippery conditions, especially for roadways. Thankfully, the morning commute should be largely unaffected. It hasn't really begun just yet. I think 10 a.m. to noon will be closer to the start time of this particular snowfall event. All this purple is a winter weather advisory. Actually, no winter storm warnings for the mountain areas. Just going to be kind of a flat snowfall once we get into the afternoon today. As of right now, any of these radar returns, this light snowfall, probably isn't even hitting the ground just yet. But as you look off to the west, closer towards Grant County, that is where the snow is beginning once you get to Moses Lake and then west from there. So that is what we're monitoring very closely, and we'll show you hour by hour when the heaviest snowfall is expected to be later on today.
Here's a live look at the traffic impact this morning. This is a look from our camera at Hamilton looking east. Right now, it looks like traffic volumes in the westbound lanes starting to pick up just a tad, but overall, not a bad morning commute on a Monday, what we like to see, of course. But as Thomas mentioned, maybe come your lunchtime hour, it could start to become a little bit more slick and snowy as the snow begins to fall across the inland northwest. We'll stay on top of it, though, and keep you updated. We bring you weather and traffic together every 30 minutes. If you are heading over the mountain passes for the holiday season, it's encouraged to keep an eye on emergency kits in your car and make sure you have them in case you get stuck. Also, make sure you keep your gas tank full in case you're stuck and on the road longer than planned. Next, be sure to have jumper cables, a first aid kit, charger, a flashlight, flares, snacks, water, and a snow shovel. And then don't forget to stay warm and keep things such as boots, mittens, hats, and a blanket in your car. By packing warm clothes, it protects you from frostbite. If you need to get out of the car, bundle up. It is recommended to avoid staying outdoors for too long. Head indoors at the first signs of frostbite, which can be painful red skin. You should also seek medical attention if you notice that skin has turned white or grayish, or if it feels firm, waxy, or numb. Winter weather can make the roads tough to navigate. Before our next big storm, it is important to prepare your car itself. The National Weather Service recommends having your battery, antifreeze, oil, and wipers checked by a professional. For your tires, inspect the tread and get a new set if they are near their wear limit. Lastly, test your headlights and taillights and replace if needed. Happening tonight, Spokane City Council is expected to approve an organized retail crime grant. The funds will be awarded to the Spokane Police Department by the Washington State Department of Commerce. SPD will receive $90,000, which will be used for diversion-oriented programs and restitution in Spokane County. The Forbes Retail Theft Index found out a February study revealed Washington is one of the states most impacted by retail theft. This morning, one person is in jail after a stabbing turned into a SWAT standoff near downtown Spokane, shutting down I-90 for hours. This happened on Saturday. Police say 27-year-old Michael Sam stabbed someone and barricaded himself inside an apartment. Officers evacuated people out of the complex and formed a perimeter. They believe he had access to an assault rifle.
They woke me up because I heard some commotion. And there was police in the hallway. We are not going away. Spokane Police Department.
Officers arrested and booked into the Spokane County Jail for a first-degree assault charge. Spokane police say the victim was taken to a hospital and was not seriously hurt. This morning, an alleged car thief is in a hospital after the owner of the stolen car shot him. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office says it happened on Friday near 9 Mile Falls. The owner of the car who shot the thief was detained and later released by law enforcement. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office says the person who stole the car is in serious but stable condition. Spokane-based Brett Sports, which owns the Chiefs and the Indians, announced it's selling half of its current roster of teams. Both the Tri-Cities Dust Devils and Rancho Cucamonga Quakes are being sold to Diamond Baseball Holdings. However, Brett Sports says Spokane fans have no reason to fear for the future of their teams. Instead, the company says the sale will help them focus on the Spokane teams. New from over the weekend, a major shakeup for the Idaho Vandals. Football head coach Jason Eck is leaving the Gem State to take the head coaching job at the University of New Mexico. He was 26-13 in 3 seasons at Idaho. He led the Vandals to 3 consecutive postseason appearances and back-to-back FCS quarterfinal appearances. Eck takes over for Bronco Mendenhall in Albuquerque and has signed a 5-year contract to lead the Lobos. The announcement of Eck's departure, starting quarterback Jack Lane and wide receiver Jordan Dwyer have entered the transfer portal. Eck will officially be introduced at New Mexico this week. Idaho will begin a nationwide search for Eck's replacement immediately. The next day, another group of Vandals chose to enter the transfer portal, including all Big Sky first-teamers Aiden Kanapik and Dallas Afalava. All Big Sky honorable mention defensive end Malachi William, running backs Eli Cummings and Day Buchanan have also entered the portal. Early indications show there could be several more to come. We will continue to track this developing story. In other Big Sky news, Eastern Washington offensive coordinator Jim Chapin has left the school to accept the offensive coordinator position at Central Michigan University. The Eags had the second best offense in the Big Sky this season and put up 77 points in their win over Idaho State in mid-November. We are officially on John Mateer watch. WSU head coach Jake Dickert spoke on Friday and said Mateer will meet with his family this weekend and come to a decision about his future. And that announcement could come as early as today. Dickert, local Pullman businesses, and the Cougar Collective have put together a package to try to keep Mateer in Pullman. He is also rumored to have an NIL offer from an SEC school for around $1.5 million. We'll bring you any updates on Mateer's future as soon as we learn anything.
Time is 6:08 as we take you to our outdoor weather center. I've seen just a couple snowflakes, just a few flurries crossing my eye line here, but kind of an odd morning because it looks cloudy out here. It is cloudy. However, if you're just stepping outside, whether you're walking the dog or whatnot, look up, see if you can see the moon, of which I can here to my left here. So the cloud cover is actually pretty thin at the moment, and that's just why we're not really seeing any substantial snowfall just yet. The heavier stuff is on its way later on today, but boy, is it cold out here this morning. Just a little bit of a breeze hitting me here. 31 in Spokane and 30 in Coeur d'Alene right now. The snow just beginning, whether it's a few snowflakes right now or some heavier stuff later on in the morning hours. We'll be tracking this hour by hour and show you when the heaviest snowfall is expected across the inland Northwest. That plus how much snowfall we're going to get into this afternoon.
Our weather impact coverage continues on KREM 2+. There, we have up-to-the-minute forecast along with reporting on how the weather is affecting the region. KREM 2+ is free to download on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.